Hi, I'm Stephanie Carroll. Welcome to my Rocket channel. Today we're going to work on Rocket 3, also known as Happy Hour, a celebration at the end of the week. Please join me at the top of the mat. Coming into Samasthiti, inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms to heart center. We're going to chant one Om. Let's begin with our sun A's. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Stepping back and lowering slowly down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog for 5 breaths. We're just warming up here so you can pedal your dog out. Find some movement. Gaze forward, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up, gaze up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Stepping back with the opposite foot, slowly lowering down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog for 5 breaths. Widen our stance here. Pressing into our hands. Hips lifting towards the sky. Heels are heavy. Gaze forward, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up, gaze up. Exhale, Samasthiti, last sun A. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. You can step back, or if you want, you can hop back. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Feet together, inhale the right leg up. Here you can bend your knee, roll out your ankle. Maybe open up your hip joint with big rolls. Go one way, go the other way. You can also flip your dog. And put that back down. Inhale the left leg up. Repeat on what you did on the other side. Maybe with those ankle rolls. We're opening up our hip. We're flipping our dog. Just warming up the body here. And put your left foot down. Gaze forward. You can step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up, gaze up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Now we're going into our sun salutation B's. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. The right foot steps forward. We rise up, warrior one. Gaze up. Exhale, plant your hands. Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward. Inhale, rise up. Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, making our way through half vinyasa. And meeting down dog for 5 breaths. Three. 4. 5, gaze forward, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, Samasthiti. Second one. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward. Inhale, rise up. Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. Vinyasa. Left foot steps forward. Inhale, rise up, gaze up. Exhale, plant your hands. Make our way through, meeting in downward facing dog. Three, 4, 5. Gaze forward, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Samasthiti, last Sunday. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward. Inhale, rise up. Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, lift your hands, step back. Make our way through. Eden down dog. Left foot steps forward. Inhale, rise up, gaze up. Exhale, plant your hands. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Feeling the heat in our bodies through our sun salutations that warm us up. Four, 5, gaze forward, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Samasthiti. Let's blast off for our rocket flow. Inhale, Utkatasana. Interlace your fingers, palms to the sky. Ribs drawing in, not flaring out. And coming into Ardha Utkatasana, half chair. So you're resting on your thighs, arms like someone's pulling you forward. Plant your hands, coming into our first arm balance, Bakasana. If that's not in your practice, you can do Malasana, yogi squat here. If you're with me, bend your elbows, knees on the backs of your arms. Slight lean forward, pick up one foot, the other. Slight gaze forward. Navel to spine. You can step or kick it back for Vinyasa. Meet in downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward. We're moving at rocket speed. So inhale, rise up, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, opening it up to Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana B. Straighten the front leg. You can shorten your stance. We're coming into triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana. Gazing up at your left thumb, shoulders are stacked. Right hand can peace finger the big toe or be on the floor or on your shin. Gaze down, squaring your hips, creating a flat back for our revolved triangle. Hand placement can be on the inside or the outside of the right foot. Inhale, sweeping the right arm up, gazing at your right thumb. Deep twist, stacking the shoulders. Exhale, coming back up, warrior two legs, coming into extended side angle, Utthita Parsvakonasana. Arm can be on your thigh or hand on the floor. You can also half bind, you can full bind. Chest, heart are opening up to the left side, gaze up towards the sky. Feeling the long line of energy from the outer part of your left foot, all the way up either the crown of your head or if your arm is extended out your fingertips. Inhale, rising up, warrior one legs, coming into Parivrtta Parsvakonasana, revolved, extended side angle, hooking your left elbow outside of the right thigh, gazing over the right shoulder. You can also bind here. And plant your hands, step back, make our way through, meeting in downward facing dog. Coming into our first Pincha Mayurasana, forearms down, in dolphin pose, walk your feet in. You can do dolphin dips with chin towards hands. Maybe you do alternate leg lifts. You can come to the wall, or maybe you kick it up in the front of, or in the middle of the room. Get some hang time on a count of 5 breaths. If your feet left the floor, slowly make their way down, coming into a child's pose. And coming back into downward facing dog, we'll repeat all that on the other side. Left foot steps forward, inhale, rise up, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, opening it up to the side, Virabhadrasana B. Straighten the front leg, maybe that back leg comes in for Utthita Trikonasana. Hand placement, same as the other side, gazing up at your right thumb. Heart is shining towards the right side, shoulders are stacked. And we're going to pivot so that we're coming into revolved triangle, squaring the hips, creating that flat back for a tray to be able to balance on. Hand placement inside or outside of the left foot. Inhale, sweeping that left arm up. Left hip is drawing slightly back. Slight bend in your left leg. And exhale, release that. Inhale, coming up, warrior two legs, preparing for our Utthita Parsvakonasana, extended side angle. Repeating the hand placement that you did on the right side. Maybe it's a bind. Maybe you're extending your arm overhead. Inhale, coming back up, warrior one legs. Inhale and twisting, hooking the right elbow outside of the left leg. Maybe if you bound on the right side, you bind on this side. Exhale, release the hands down, step back, flowing through Vinyasa, meeting in downward facing dog. From here, we're coming into our second Pincha Mayurasana. You can come to the wall. You can do those dolphin dips or leg lifts in dolphin. If you're comfortable with Pincha Mayurasana, maybe try straddle this time. Wide legs. Try not to kick anything in the room. Have fun with it. And when ready, come down in child's pose for a few breaths, letting all that go. From there, come to downward facing dog. Walk your hands to the back of the mat. We're coming into Padangusthasana. Peace finger around the big toes. Inhale, find length. Exhale, fold forward. Pressing into the soles of our feet. Neck is long, spine is long. Gaze towards your navel. Inhale, gaze up, release the toes, hands underneath your feet for Padahastasana. Inhale, find length, exhale, fold forward. There can be a slight bend in your knee. Maybe you wiggle your toes and massage your wrists. Elbows drawn away from the body. Inhale, gaze up, release the hands. Exhale, grabbing onto the waist. Inhale, rise all the way up. Arms overhead, coming onto our tippy toes for our San Francisco twinkle toes to the top of the room. Knee up, step. Other side, step. All the way to the top of the room. And exhale, releasing that down. Take a giant step out with your right foot, coming into a wide-legged forward fold or Prasarita Padottanasana series. Arms out to a T. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, folding forward. Hands are in line with your feet. Inhale, find length. Exhale, folding forward. Crown of the head to the mat. Pressing into the outer part of our feet. From here, you can come into headstand, another forearm stand, or maybe a handstand. You'll have a few moments of playtime to get your feet off of the mat or staying in your fold. If your feet left the mat, slowly make their way back down. Exhale, grabbing onto your waist. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, arms to a T. Interlace your hands behind your back. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, folding forward for C. Palms drawing away from your spine. Gaze at your nose. Inhale, rise all the way up, releasing the hands, arms to a T. Exhale, folding forward, peace finger, big toes. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, folding forward for D. Crown of the head to the mat. Elbows drawing away from the body. Inhale, gaze up, plant your hands in line with your shoulders. We're coming into the rocket splits. So Samukhanasana, middle splits. Slowly walking your feet out to your depth. Maybe you come down onto your forearms, pressing into the outer part of your feet. Trying to find a comfortable place in this not so comfortable position. It's only temporary. Just breathe. Inhale, walking back in. We're gonna come facing the back of the room for Hanumanasana over our right foot. You can do quarter or half splits, or slowly walking it out to full splits, Hanumanasana. Maybe fold forward. Inhale, rise up, letting that go. Pivoting to the front of the mat for Hanumanasana over the left, either full or half or quarter. Pick your variation. Inhale, maybe you exhale and you fold. Inhale, rise up, coming to face the long edge of your mat for a wide-legged forward fold, Upavishta Konasana variation. Instead of grabbing onto our feet, we're going to slowly walk our arms out, letting gravity help us just melt our chests closer to the ground. When you feel your spine starting to curve, just hang out there. Let gravity slowly pull you down. Inhale, walking your hands back. We're moving into a side stretch. Right hand under right calf. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, reaching towards the right side of the room. You can grab onto your foot, or maybe you just keep reaching, feeling that side body stretch. Gazing past your left arm up towards the sky. Inhale up, left hand under left calf. Inhale, the right arm up. Exhale, reaching to the left side of the room. Maybe you grab onto the foot. Maybe you just keep reaching and gazing up past your right arm. Inhale up, coming into our Mula Bandha checkups. We'll have one hand on either side of the right leg. Exhale, lean forward. Inhale, pick it up. Maybe it's just your bum. Maybe it's one leg. Maybe it's two legs. Breathing here. Feeling that engagement of our Mula Bandha. Kind of like a kegel for us ladies. Let that go. Maybe shake out because it engages your hip flexors. Other side, hand on either side of your left leg. Exhale, forward. Inhale, picking it up. Breathing. And let that go. Making our way through, meeting in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, gaze forward. Make your way to standing at the top of the mat. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Hands can interlace, grabbing opposite elbow. Maybe reverse prayer. Inhale, rise up. Stepping back with your right foot, facing the back of the room, coming into our pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, fold over your right leg, slight bend in the knee, gazing at your toes. Inhale, we rise up, pivot, pivot, pivot to the front of the room for Pyramid on the other side. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, folding over the left leg. Slight bend in your knee. Left hip drawing back. Pressing your palms together if you have prayer position. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, stepping to the top of the mat. Release the hands, Samasthiti. So since this is a combination of 1 and 2 in Rocket 3, we'll come into a few standing poses. So let's come into tree pose, Vrikshasana. Hands can be at prayer heart center. Maybe you grow your tree. Maybe your branches sway in the breeze. Finding a focal point to maintain your balance. From here, we'll come into figure 4, chair. If you want even more, you can plant your hands, coming into Ekapada Galavasana, flying pigeon. So hands plant, bend your elbows, creating a shelf for that right leg. Leaning, maybe your left foot leaves the ground. Maybe you straighten your left leg. You can also stay in your one-legged chair. From here, slowly coming up, kicking that right foot back, coming into our warrior 3. Hands can be down by your side. Maybe they airplane out. Maybe they straight out in front of you like Superman. And from there, we're going to open it up to the right side, coming into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Maybe your left hand touches the ground. Maybe you gaze up towards the sky. You can bend your knee for a sugar cane. And slowly make your way back up to standing. Shake that out. We'll repeat that on the other side. Tree pose, Vrikshasana. Prayer hands, maybe you grow your tree. Maybe your tree sways in the breeze. Just finding the drishti, focal point, to maintain that balance. From here, leg comes into that figure 4 chair, staying here, or planting your hands, coming into Ekapada Galavasana, making that shelf for your leg. Maybe you pick up your right foot. Maybe your right foot stretches out. And coming back up, slowly kicking that left leg back for warrior 3, picking your hand placement. Slowly opening it up to the left for Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. From here, plant your hands, give it a few kick-ups for handstand, maybe get some air time. We're going to meet in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, gaze forward, come to a seat, legs long in front of you. Staff pose, Dandasana, hands on the sides of your hips. Feet are flexed, chin to chest. Release that, coming into a forward fold, Paschimottanasana, grabbing peace finger on big toes, inhale, find length, exhale, folding forward. Navel to spine, elbows drawing away from the mat. Inhale, half lift, grabbing onto the sides of our feet. Inhale, find length. Exhale, folding forward. Kneecaps are lifted, engaging our whole leg, not just stretching out our hamstring, causing injury to them. Inhale, gaze up, releasing that. You can repeat B, or if you want C, grabbing onto your hand or wrist. Inhale, find length. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, gaze up. Hands plant behind you for reverse plank, Purvottanasana. You can also bend your knees, coming into reverse table. If you're with me, inhale, lifting the hips, toes reaching towards the mat. Maybe you relax your head between your shoulders if there's no pain in your neck. Exhale, releasing down. Inhale, draw your knees into your chest. Pick it up, flowing through a half vinyasa. Meet in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, come to a seat. Legs long. We're coming in Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. So right foot, sole of the foot comes into the left thigh, and this is Janu Sirsasana. You can stay here or lift your foot, tuck it into the left hip crease, knee draws in slightly. From here you can fold forward if you want the bind. Right arm wraps around, grabbing onto big toe. Inhale, find length. Exhale, folding over that straight left leg. Inhale, rise up, releasing the bind. Your right knee or right foot pivots to the back, coming into a half hero pose. So this is Tariana Mukha Ekapada Paschimottanasana. From here, grabbing onto your foot or your wrist around your foot. Exhale, folding over that left leg. Ball the foot like you're tapping onto the gas pedal to keep that leg engaged. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release your right leg, coming into boat pose, Nirvasana. And we're going to come onto our forearms behind us, legs up, coming into our first ab sequence. From here, we're going to do alternate leg lifts. So right leg down, hover, up, left leg down, hover, right, left, right, left, right, left. Coming all the way down, we're going to do toe taps for 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rock up, hold your boat, and releasing that down. We're coming in, doing the other side. So left leg bends. You can stay in the Janu Sirsasana, or if you want the lotus, foot tucks into the hip crease. If you want the bind, left arm binds around the back, grabbing onto a big toe. Inhale, find length. Exhale, folding over your right leg. Shoulders are in line. Knee to nose, chin to chin. Unclench your jaw. Inhale, halfway lift. Releasing the bind. Your right foot comes around into that half hero pose. Inhale, find leg. Exhale, folding over the right leg. Navel to spine. Pressing into that gas pedal, keeping our right leg engaged. Inhale, gaze up, releasing the bind, release your left leg, boat pose, Nirvasana, coming back onto our forearms. From here, we're gonna do leg lifts with both legs, so both legs down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And coming onto our back for some bicycles. Switch, 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 switch. And let that go. Rock up, Nirvasana. Hold, hold, low boat, high boat, low boat, high boat. And draw your knees in, making our way through to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, gaze forward, coming to a seat. We're coming into Janu Shirshasana, so right leg bends, sole of the right foot on the inside of the left thigh. Slight twist so that we're facing the left leg. And exhale, folding over that left leg, grabbing onto the foot, or binding around. Again, pressing into that gas pedal slightly to keep our left extended leg active. Inhale, gaze up, release that. Coming into B position. We sit on that heel, our knee tucks in slightly, and we fold over the left leg. If you're not used to this position, it might be slightly uncomfortable at first. Inhale, gaze up, releasing that. Other side. Right leg long, left sole of the foot inside the right thigh. Inhale, find length, twisting slightly over to fold over that right leg. Unclench your jaw. Elbows drawing away from the mat. Inhale, gaze up, release the bind. Coming into B, sitting on our heel. Left knee tucks in slightly. Folding over that right leg on an exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release the bind. We're gonna come up for 3 donkey kicks. Maybe get some air time. We'll meet in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, I'm gonna come forward to seated for our Marichyasana A. Left leg is long, right knee bends, sole of the foot on the mat, heel towards your glute, left hand on the outside of the left hip. Inhale that right arm up, Maybe you grab it onto your left foot and you fold forward. If you want the bind, your right arm is binding around the shin towards your back. Left arm comes around your back, grabbing onto your wrist or hand. Inhale, find length. Exhale, folding over the left leg. Navel to spine. Shoulders are in line. Inhale, rise up, release the bind if you have it. Coming into C. So right hand behind you. Inhale your left arm up. Exhale, twisting to the right. Maybe you hook your left arm outside your right. Gaze over your right shoulder. If you want the bind, that left arm internally rotates around that left shin, or right shin, sorry. And the right arm internally rotates around towards the back. Left grabs right and gaze over your right shoulder. Exhale, releasing that. Coming into our compass pose. So right leg on your shoulder like a backpack. From here, plant your right hand. Maybe straighten that right leg, gazing past your left arm. From here, we can come into 8 angle, Ashtavakra. Plant both hands. Left ankle crossing over the right. Lean forward, kick your legs out to the right side, squeezing your bicep, gazing at your toes. And releasing that. Coming to Marichyasana A on the left side. Sole of your left foot plants on the mat. Heel next to glute. You can fold over that right leg, grabbing onto it with both hands. If you want the bind, the left arm binds around the shin, reaching around the back. Right hand reaches around, left grabs right. Inhale, find length. Exhale, fold forward. Right leg is still active. Inhale up with exhale, releasing that bind if you had it. Left hand behind you, preparing for C. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, twisting, hooking the right elbow outside of the left leg. Gaze over your left shoulder. Or if you want the bind, the right arm internally rotates around that left shin. Left arm internally rotates around the back. Right grabbing onto left. Gazing over your left shoulder. Exhale, releasing that, preparing for our compass pose. So creating that backpack with your left leg. From here, plant your left hand. Grabbing onto the outside of your left foot, maybe straighten that leg, and gaze past your right arm. From here, we can come into 8 angle pose, Ashtavakra. So you plant your hands, ankles cross, kicking it out to the left side, straighten your legs, squeeze your bicep, gaze at your feet. If you want, from here, straighten your arms. Your right foot weaves in between your arms, coming in Ekapada Vinyasana. Left leg can kick around. Find the vinyasa. We'll meet in downward facing dog. As we prepare to go into our series 2. Gaze forward, step, hop to about the middle of the mat, coming into Pashasana. So you can be flat foot for the full expression. I'm not quite there yet, so I'm balancing on my toes, the balls of my feet. From here, you can do prayer hands and twist and hook that left elbow outside of the right leg, gazing over the right shoulder, or for the bind, on an exhale, twisting, hooking that tricep, and then weaving your arm around your knees. Right arm reaches around the back, grabbing onto your hands, finding some balance and gazing over that right shoulder. From here, releasing that, coming into side crow. So we can create a shelf, bending our elbows, our hip, and our thigh make contact. Or if you want a little more, try balancing on one on your right arm. So that usually requires me to have about middle waist on my thigh, and then kicking the feet out to the side. From there, maybe straighten your legs. Maybe you lift the top leg and kick it back. Maybe you kick it back all the way. We'll make our way through the vinyasa. You can step back as well. From downward facing dog, step, hop, feet to the middle. We'll do the Paschasana on the other side. So from here, again, balancing on our balls of our feet or our flat foot. You can do prayer hands, twisting, hooking the right elbow outside of the left leg. Or if you want the bind, exhale, twisting, hooking the right tricep, reaching around the front of your legs, and left arm behind your back, grabbing onto your hand, gazing over that left shoulder. Try and find balance. Maybe not so much for me today. Every day looks different though. Then releasing that, come into side crow on the left, so knees to the left side. Again, you can create that shelf and have your hip and your leg. That gives more support for your side crow, or if you want a little more of a challenge, balancing on your left arm. Kick your feet out to the side, straighten your legs. Maybe the top leg lifts, kicking it back for Ekapada Kundanyasana. Kick both back, or step back. Make your way through Vinyasa. Downward facing dog is where we're meeting. Now gaze forward. Gonna come to seated. Right leg will be in half hero, coming into Krachasana. So left leg is long. Grabbing onto the foot. I'm gonna lift and gaze at our toes. You can either have your hands grabbing the foot, or you can bind around. Goal here is not to lean back, keeping our spine upright. So if that means you gotta bend your knee, that's okay. Releasing that, planting the sole of your foot down, coming into Ekapada Bakasana. So flying crow. From here, plant our hands, bending our elbow. Make that connection with your knee to the back of your arm. Lifting up. From here, maybe float that right foot. You can kick it back, flow through Vinyasa, maybe just step back, make your way through to downward facing dog. And we'll do that on the left side now with Krachasana. Left leg is bent into half hero, grabbing onto the right foot, straightening that leg as much as possible. Maybe maintain holding onto your foot, or if you want the bind, grabbing onto the hand or wrists around the sole of your foot. Again, we're not leaning back here, trying to keep our long line, crown of the head, shining towards the sky. And releasing that, planting the sole of your right foot, coming into that flying crow pose. So bending our elbows, right knee to right tricep. Maybe you lift that left leg, kick it back, flow through a vinyasa, meet it down facing dog. From here, coming down onto our bellies for Shalabhasana, locust pose. Legs are long, arms long by your sides with the palms facing towards the sky. Inhale, pick it up, your head and your feet pressing into tops of your hands, heart shining forward. Breathing here. Exhale, release cheek to the mat. You can repeat that variation again, or pick another variation. You can bind your hands behind your back, opening up your shoulders. Maybe you Superman your arms straight out in front of you. Pick your variation and inhale, pick it up. Keeping your feet together. If there's no pain in your lower back, if there is discomfort, please widen your legs. Releasing that, opposite cheek to the mat. And plant your hands, lifting up. Instead of doing an up dog, we're gonna bend our knees, reaching, lifting our head, trying to make contact with our toes to our head. And let that go. Downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, gaze forward, we're gonna come onto our shins. So we're not sitting directly, we're sitting between our legs. Our legs are coming around, our feet are tucked in around us for this hero pose, Virasana. From here we'll come into Supta Virasana. So you plant your hands, come down to your forearms. You can stay here. Maybe you lift and lower your hips, slowly making your way all the way onto your back. Knees together as long as you don't feel any pain in your lower back. Full expression is arms overhead, grabbing opposite elbows. And release that. To get out of this, grab onto our heels, press into our elbows, our forearms to lift us back up. Plant your hands, vinyasa, meet in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, gaze forward, coming all the way down to our bellies for preparing for bow pose, Dhanurasana. So bend your legs, grabbing onto your ankles. Inhale, lift up. Gaze slightly up. Legs are still engaged here, drawing away. Exhale, releasing down. Inhale, back up. We're gonna roll over onto our right shoulder. Gaze towards the sky, stacking your legs, keeping them active here for Parshva Dhanurasana. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, pick it up. Left side, roll over. Stack your legs. Gazing up. Exhale, back to center. Pick it up. Last time. Maybe you lift your legs higher. Higher. And release that down. Let go. Plant your hands, make your way through Vinyasa, kneeling downward facing dog. Gazing forward, coming onto our shins, preparing for camel pose, Ustrasana. So from here, your toes can be tucked or untucked. You can have your hand, starting off with your hands like they're in your back pocket, and slowly leaning back, gazing up. Maybe you grab on to your heels for a little more. And slowly rolling up. Your head is the last to come up. Letting that go. Relaxing here for a moment. We'll repeat that again. Maybe you go a little bit deeper this time. Maybe you change your variation. If you want, you can also come all the way back into Kapotasana with reaching your arms overhead and lowering back into a deep back bend. I think I might skip that today, but that's also an option. So pick your path. And slowly rolling up. Head is the last to come up. Sitting onto our heels. Or coming into child's pose for a few moments of breath. Right, ready. Making our way through, meeting in downward facing dog. You can flow through a vinyasa or skip it. From here, gaze forward, come to a seat. And so our soles of the feet are on the mat, heels towards the glutes. Let's roll onto our back. Setting up for a bridge pose, arms long by your sides. Inhale, lifting the hips. Maybe your fingertips great as your heels. Feet are at 12 o'clock. Pressing into your feet, lifting your hips even higher. Chin to chest. And slowly bringing back down. You can repeat that bridge pose 2 more times, or if wheel pose is in your practice, or Urdhva Dhanurasana, you plant your hands by your ears, fingertips towards your shoulders. On an inhale, you lift up, pressing into your hands and your feet. Gaze between your hands or straight out. Squeeze your glutes. From here, you can come all the way back down and lift back up, or maybe you just come to the crown of your head. Maybe you change your hand placement. And inhale, picking it back up. Exhale, slowly lowering all the way back down. Knees knocked together, feet wide. Releasing our lower back. From here, we're going to rock and roll up and down the spine, coming to standing position for a forward fold. So rock and roll 3 times, maybe more. Plant your feet and up. Halfway lift and fold forward. From here, you can ragdoll, grabbing opposite elbows, or if you want a little more, maybe wrap your arms around your calves, pulling yourself in even closer. Want a little bit more, hands weave in between your legs, grabbing onto your shins, drawing yourself even closer together, pressing into the balls of our feet. Inhale, releasing that. We can't be in this position without offering up some handstand playtime. Whatever you're working on today, you can practice that now. Maybe it's the opposite leg. Maybe you want to do some donkey kicks. Maybe you want to do scorpion. You can also come down into a Pincha Mayurasana. You have options for a few moments of practice, or you just meet us in downward facing dog. That's what makes Rocket so fun. Plenty of time for inversions. From downward facing dog, we come into a seat, legs long. We're going to prepare for Rajendrasana. So right knee is going to bend, coming into that half hero pose. From here, we're going to do half lotus. If lotus isn't in your practice, you can bend that left knee and have it come in your sole of your foot into the right leg and twist from here, grabbing onto the right knee with your left hand, gazing over the right shoulder. But if you want the full expression, that left foot tucks into the right hip crease, and from here you grab onto your left foot with your left hand, twisting to the left side. Right hand grabs onto the left knee, gazing over the left shoulder. So if we were doing it the other way, we would be on the opposite side. That's okay, as long as you balance yourself out. The point is not to do a pose that is going to cause you any pain or injury. And releasing that, coming into boat pose. Low boat, high boat, low boat, high boat, low boat, high boat. And releasing that down, kind of come into that pose on the other side. So bending your left leg into that half hero. And again, if you're not doing the lotus, half lotus, your right sole of your foot comes into the left side, and you twisting over towards your left with your right grabbing onto your left. Or if you're with me, coming in that half lotus, tucking your right leg into your left thigh, right hand grabbing onto your right big toe. Exhale, twisting to the right, grabbing onto the knee, looking over your right shoulder. And releasing that. Coming back into Nirvasana. And draw your knees in, pick it up, flow through a vinyasa, meet in downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog, gaze forward, come to a seat. Coming into Ardha Matsyendrasana, so that's half forward of fish. Bend your left leg and your right sole of your foot comes outside of your left leg. From here, you can exhale, twisting, hooking your left elbow outside of your right. Maybe you bind by wrapping your left arm in between that right leg. Right grabs, reaches around, and your left grabs onto your right. Or the full expression is your left arm is long, grabbing the inside of that right foot. And then your right arm reaches around your back, grabbing for your left hip crease. Gazing over your right shoulder. Unclench your jaw. Bandhas are engaged. Mula Bandha, so that we're finding grounding in this position. Exhale, releasing that. We're gonna do a little corkscrew, a little rocket transition. Place your hands to your left. Lift your hips. Don't move your feet. From here, we're gonna come to the back and corkscrew around. That's going to change the cross of your legs. So now your right leg is on the bottom on the ground. Your left leg is over on the right. So sole of the foot on the ground by your right knee. Again, from here, your left hand is back. Exhale, twisting. You can hook that right arm outside of your left leg. If you want the bind, it goes in between that little hole, little cave in your left leg. Your left arm can come around and your right grabs onto your left. Or if you want the full expression, that right arm straightens and grabs onto the inside of your left foot. The left arm reaches around the back, trying to hook inside your left or your right hip crease. Woo! Sorry about that. Left arm wraps around, grabbing onto your right hip crease. Gaze over your left shoulder. And releasing that. From here, draw your knees in, make your way through another vinyasa. Last one. From downward facing dog, gaze forward, come to a seat. We're coming into our yoga mudra. Always finishing our practice with this. You can come into easy seated position, Sukhasana, if lotus is not in your practice, but if you're with me for the Padmasana, lotus legs, bend your right knee. Tuck your foot into that left hip crease. Your right leg draws it in, not out to the side. From here, you bend your left leg. You can also come into a half lotus position with tucking your left foot underneath that right and staying here. Or lift that left foot, tuck it into the right hip crease. From here, hands around to the back, you can grab onto your opposite elbows, or full expression is grabbing on to your big toes. That's a big shoulder opener and not really accessible to all, and that's okay. It's not required. It doesn't make you any better than anybody else. So inhale, gaze up, exhale, folding forward. Knee or nose to the mat. Maybe it's your forehead. Maybe it's your chin. Or maybe you're just hanging out. letting gravity help get you closer. Are your rhondas still engaged? Inhale, we rise up. Release either your elbows or your toes. Hands come to our knees, palms facing towards the sky. Index finger and thumb join together. Close your eyes or soft gaze at your nose. Feeling the effects of our practice today. Navel is still to our spine for lengthening. Crown of the head shining towards the sky. Slow, deep breaths. Releasing that. For a last little bit of effort, we're going to come into Ufukti while doing breath of fire, which is a deep inhalation and rapid exhales. So, what? I didn't even do it right. Inhale, and we're breathing out through the nose. Okay, so plant your hands on either side of your hips. And inhale, pick it up. Exhale. Let that go. Let's add one more pranayama. Let's do breath or lion's breath, which is where you take a deep inhale. You stick out your tongue, stare at your third eye. So let's do that 3 times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Now releasing your legs long on your mat, slowly rolling down onto our backs. Arms long by our sides, preparing for Shavasana. From here, I want you to focus on your right leg. Lift it up. Squeeze all your muscles. Squeeze all the muscles of your right leg and relax. Let that go. Now focus on your left leg. Lift it up. Squeeze all your muscles in your left leg. Flex your foot. Maybe point it. And release that. Let it go. Draw your attention to your right arm, your right hand. Lift it up, squeeze, make a fist, activate all the muscles in your right arm and releasing it down, let that go. Draw your attention to your left arm, left hand. Lift it up, squeeze, make a fist, flex, and let that go. Bring your attention to your face, scrunch it, make weird faces, nobody's can see you, squeeze, and let that all go. Take a deep breath in, exhale out the mouth, let it all go, relax your whole body, relaxing your mind, letting all of that go that we've done. And relax, Shavasana. Thank you for joining me today. I invite you to stay in your Shavasana for at least 5 to 10 more minutes. Just enjoying
the relaxation, feeling the effects of your practice. Shavasana is such an important pose, and please don't skip it. Again, my name is Stephanie. Thank you for joining me today for this Rocket 3 happy hour sequence. Namaste.